Have you ever wondered about the creatures that have stood the test of time? About species that remained majestic while entire civilizations crumbled? Imagine a creature that lived for 3 million years. Yes, 3 million years. It witnessed dinosaurs, saw the rise and fall of the Ice Age, and remained the only living fossil to survive the Pleistocene era, when saber-toothed tigers roamed the earth. They're not just cute bears. They are the sacred creatures of the forest, a symbol of peace loved by the Chinese people for thousands of years. They were a shield against evil and a fortress against natural disasters in the eyes of early emperors. As such, they are offered as valuable gifts to royalty or politicians, and a gesture of goodwill to foreign countries, till today. Considered symbols of strength and bravery, the early Chinese emperors kept them to ward off evil spirits, and natural disasters, and warriors were often compared to giant pandas. How the panda got his marks. Once upon a time, a beautiful shepherdess called Dolma lived in Wolong Valley, beloved by everyone for her kind heart. Once in a lifetime, if we are lucky, we find among us one of those rare, special people who radiate love, peace, and joy, illuminating the lives of all around them. The shepherdess always took her sheep into the hills surrounding the valley, and every day a young panda bear cub, back then known as Beisheng, would join her flock. In those days, pandas were all white, so possibly the panda thought the sheep were other pandas. However, one day the panda cub was gambling with the sheep and lambs, but suddenly a leopard attacked the panda. The shepherdess grabbed a big stick and in turn attacked the leopard. The panda was able to escape from the jaws of the leopard, but the leopard killed the beautiful young girl. The other pandas heard of this terrible event and mourned the beautiful shepherdess who had saved the panda cub. They all came to her funeral, and to show their respect, they covered their arms with ashes, as was the custom at that time. The funeral was a very sad affair, and the pandas were overcome with grief and sadness. They sobbed and wailed, sobbed and cried out in their painful sorrow, wiping their eyes with their paws. They cried so hard and their sadness was so loud that they covered their ears with their paws to block out the noise. Wherever they touched their white fur, the ashes stained their fur black. That is why to this very day, all pandas bear the dark marks of the ashes on their fur in memory of the kind and loving shepherdess. The shepherdess's 3 sisters, also overcome with grief and sorrow, threw themselves into her grave. The earth rumbled and shook, and a huge mountain sprang up from the grave. That mountain still stands there today and is known as the Four Sisters Mountain, Sigunyang. Each sister was transformed into one of its peaks, guarding and protecting the panda bears to this day.